Hi, I'm Dr. Angela McBrady of DoctorFlute.com. To LefreQ or not to LefreQ? That is the question. Can you hear the difference? I have on my flute right now a LefreQ sound bridge. This is an engineering piece of metal that is supposed to give you better tone quality and better resonance and other things. And the question is, does it do what it claims to do? I'm going to demonstrate playing without it, playing with this one, and I have a rose gold LefreQ as well, and I will try out all of those and we'll compare all of them and see, does it really make a difference? Or is it a difference of preference and not necessarily a difference of better or not as good? So let me take it off and I'm going to play my flute first. And my flute is a Hans solid silver flute, and I have the only gold on it is a 16 karat gold riser. If you don't know what the riser is, so it's a little piece of metal that attaches your lip plate to your head joint. And so on this flute, it's 16 karat gold. And it really makes a difference when you're blowing across this and that resonance gets hit first. It really starts that vibration going. So a 16 karat riser is what is on here. Let me just play a few high notes, some low notes. I'll play maybe the beginning of the Foray Fantasy just to give us a more melodic line. And then I will put that back on and we'll see if there's a difference. So here's the beginning of the fantasy. All right, let me just play a few low notes. I'm going to tongue them and just see how they respond. And then I'll play in the third octave a little bit. All right, let me put on the solid silver LefreQ and I will do the same thing. So now I have it on and I have it here where there's no keys, and let me just play. Now I'm going to tongue in the low register. And here we go with the third octave. All right, I'm going to go back and play with just my flute again so we can hear. the differences a little bit closer together. Right away, I think one thing is the heaviness that it makes your head joint. It does feel a little bit top heavy now instead of having this very balanced flute. I feel that extra weight. So when they're in my hand, it doesn't feel terribly heavy, but when you put it on here, it does make a difference. So I think if you were having hand problems, or that might become an issue for you. So you'd want to really try it out and make sure that that extra weight isn't going to be a problem. I think that I feel like there is a little bit faster response, that the tone gets moving faster when I have this on. It also seems to me that it's a little bit bigger of a quality sound, but I definitely hear there's a difference in the timbre, in the quality of the sound. I'm not sure I would say it's better. I think it's different, and then maybe it just becomes a preference. But for me, I don't know if I necessarily hear a better quality. It's just a different quality. The manufacturer or the designer says that these give you a pure overtones, better tuning, easier playing, better slurring, surround projection, and extended dynamics. Now, it would probably take longer to go into all that and to check the tuning and see what it does, but that's what the designer has said. So let's play a little bit more, and then I'm going to take it off and play my flute again. Let me take it off. So what do you think? Did you hear a difference? I could definitely tell there's a difference. I think it would take a lot more playing for me to decide whether one was better than the other. I just hear them as different. But I think there's definite pluses to the LefreQue, but I'm not sure they're what I personally am looking for. Now I'm going to try the gold LefreQue. So now I have the gold LefreQue on. It's attached to the head and the body. I have it where there aren't any keys. And now I'll play the opening here. So I can definitely hear a difference with this LefreQue on. Can you hear the difference? It's a timbre difference. It's definitely changing the color of my sound. Whether it's good or better or not as good, I'm not sure. It's just different, definitely. And it might be a preference that is the sound that appeals to someone and it doesn't appeal to someone else. I think there is a little better response. I felt like the opening to the high B of this fantasy, that sound came out better. It just responded quicker, I think, on this than just my flute by itself. They all seem to speak just a little bit easier. I think the tone color in my low register is really quite different. I think it's more edgy. It's just a bit edgier. It's got that little buzzier type of sound than maybe it is when I don't have it on. Now, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to go right back and play my flute and see if you can hear the difference. I think right away this brightens it up. I think the gold darkens it up, and that's definitely the way I felt when I've played any gold flute, that the sound is definitely darker. And just that little bit attaching these two, I think darkened the sound. So what do you think? Do you hear the difference? So now I'd like to do a test. I'm going to hide the LefreQues on the flute and not let you see which one I'm doing, whether I have just my flute, whether I have the gold LefreQ or the solid silver LefreQ, and see which one you like better, and also, can you hear a difference? Here's example number 1. Here's example number 2. Here's example number 3. So what do you think? Do you think you know which one was which? Well, I'll tell you. If you don't want to know, I guess you can turn it off now. But sample number 1 was the silver LefreQ. Number 2 was just my flute on its own. And number 3 was the gold LefreQ. How'd you do? Did you get them correct? I think LefreQs are something to explore, and if you're interested in finding a different sound and exploring what it can do for your tuning and for playing in general, it's worth exploring and trying out and seeing if it will do for you what you want it to do. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and checking out some LefreQs. Hey, if you liked this video, comment below and hit the like button. Remember to share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.